Hey guys, Justin here with another pickups video. Currently filming this on a Friday afternoon. There was one or two garage sales going on in our town this morning, but we didn't end up going to those. But there are a few more going on tomorrow morning that I think we're going to hit up. So if that goes well, you guys will be seeing what we picked up in our next video. But for this video, I've got a bunch of thrift store stuff to show you guys, along with a pretty big Craigslist deal that I did yesterday. So I'm going to start out with some of the thrift store stuff. I went into Goodwill and walked around, didn't really find anything, but I always walk by like the luggage, like handbag section, because occasionally you can find a carrying case for a system or something in there, and that's exactly what I found. I got this Sega Game Gear carrying case here, and this thing is absolutely huge. I mean, this is like briefcase size, so if you open it up, you got a spot for your games up there, and I guess the system is supposed to go down here somewhere. And I think this was $3.99, and realistically I'll never really get $4 worth of use out of this, but I thought it was something pretty cool for the collection, so I went ahead and picked that up. And then, let's see, a few days later, I believe it was Sunday, I went up to the Goodwill before work, and it was 99-cent green tag day, I believe, and they had some original Xbox games that had been sitting there. I'd kind of been eyeing them up. I told myself, if they went on sale for 99 cents, that I'd go ahead and pick them up. All three of these here are complete, and they're in good shape. We got Bad Boys Miami Takedown, Brothers in Arms, Earned in Blood, and SWAT Global Strike Team. So obviously, not the greatest titles, but I felt like I couldn't pass them up for 99 cents a piece, so I went ahead and grabbed those. Now, this next stack of games here also comes from the Goodwill, and it's probably the cool stuff I had to show in this video anyway. So Ryan and I had went up to the Goodwill, and the first thing we always do when we walk in there is look to the left, because that's where like their back room, like storeroom area is, and occasionally they'll have bins of stuff waiting outside the doors. That's just stuff that they brought out from the back and they hadn't put out on the shelves yet, so it's basically first dibs. So we walked over there, they had a couple bins full of like DVDs and VHS tapes, and in one of the bins there was a stack of PlayStation games and one GameCube game, I believe. And so we were flipping through them. There's a few sports games and stuff, but we actually got some pretty cool titles here. The first one being Spyro the Dragon, and this one is greatest hits, but it is complete. I believe the disc on this one is a little bit scratched up, but it should play, so we went ahead and picked that one up. This next one here is for Ryan. I believe I already have this game from my collection. Treasures of the Deep. Looks like a pretty cool Namco game. Now this next one here is actually just disc only, but it wasn't a huge deal. Ryan and I already have this game complete in our collections, but it's Warcraft 2, The Dark Saga. I actually found my copy of this at the Goodwill a couple months ago. I'm sure that was in a video if I remember correctly, but I couldn't pass this up, even disc only. Also got Metal Gear Solid, another Metal Gear Solid. In our last video I picked up a Metal Gear Solid from the Goodwill. That one was greatest hits and complete. This one is black label, but unfortunately no manual on this one, but both the discs are in there in pretty good shape. And it turns out the greatest hits manual and the black label manual are different, so I can't put that manual in here, but still wasn't going to pass that one up. Now this next PS1 game is definitely the coolest one we got, and it's one I've been looking for a long time now. I've heard a lot of people say that this game is very similar to Super Metroid in terms of gameplay, which really, made me want to own it, to say the least. It's Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And I've never seen this game really anywhere, maybe at a few video game stores, but never in a thrift store. And this one is black label, which I was very happy to see, because there was a greatest hits version of this game as well. This one, it is complete. The disc does have a few scratches on it, but it plays fine. Ryan and I tried it out, and it looked like a pretty cool game. I think we only probably put like an hour into it, but we're definitely going to keep going with it. So I'll let you guys know what we think about that one. And like I said, there was one GameCube game in the bin. It was Metroid Prime, and I believe this one, missing a manual on this one, but I mean it's got like some inserts and everything in there, and the disc is in good shape. I think Ryan wants to hang on to this one too. He only has the one that came with the Echoes bonus disc. So after we had all those, we walked over to where they put out all like the DVDs and the CDs and stuff, and they had a couple more PlayStation games over there, a couple sports games, but we did find Street Fighter Alpha 3 over there as well, so I didn't want to pass that one up. I believe Ryan and I both already have this game as well, but maybe Dave will want this one or something. But the best part about this is, once again, I had one of those Goodwill gift cards. It was a $20 gift card that I paid $10 for, and actually the lady that was working the cash register, actually one of the managers, only ended up charging us $2.99, I believe, for each PlayStation game. They usually charge $3.99, so I only had to pay like $2 out of pocket for all these games, in addition to the $10 I paid for the gift card, obviously, but that was still a great deal there. Really, really excited to get Castlevania Symphony of the Night. But anyway, on to the Craigslist deal I did. Like I said, pretty big Craigslist deal here. Basically, a guy had listed, you know, his entire, I don't know if it was a retro video game collection, it was just a bunch of stuff that was sitting in his closet, but he put it up for best offer. He just had a picture, didn't really list anything, and I looked over the picture, I saw that, you know, he had about $100 worth of systems, maybe a little more, so, you know, I figured if I offered $100, you know, whatever games came with it were basically free, so he accepted $100, and we met up the next day and got the deal done. So I'll show you guys the systems we got first. I got a couple N64 systems here, just black ones. This one here is actually missing the cover for the expansion port there, but that's not a huge deal. We also got an NES system here, kind of yellow on the front. I might have a better shell I can put on the top of this. It's not cracked or anything though, so that's kind of cool. We also got a black GameCube system. I didn't even check to see if there's a disc in there, but there's not. A couple memory cards in here, a first-party one and a third-party one. Got a Model 1 Sega Genesis here. Looks to be in pretty nice shape, a little dusty. Have to clean that one up. And then a Sega Dreamcast, and I believe this one does have a disc in it. Rippin' Riders Snowboarding is in there. And then I got an Atari 2600 system here. It's just a 4-switch system. It came with this. It's like I think it's a Sears brand like entertainment center here. The system goes on the top and it's got spaces in there for like your games and stuff. And it came with a couple controllers in there. All right, and here's the box of like controllers and cords and everything that came with this deal. I'm not going to show everything in here, it's just a bunch of adapters, but Dreamcast controller, you got a red N64 controller in here, there's a gray one down here, zapper gun for the NES, a couple GameCube controllers, and most of the adapters for the systems are in there, if not all of them. Actually some extra adapters too. I know there was 2 GameCube power adapters in there, which was nice because I needed an extra one, so that was kind of a bonus. But also, the other system I got with this deal that I know Ryan's pretty excited about, he's going to be hanging on to this one. He's more into this old computer stuff, more than I am anyway, if that kind of gives it away. But it's a Commodore VIC-20 computer here. I mean, it's in the original box. Box isn't, you know, in the greatest shape, but this thing's like ancient, so it's kind of what you got to expect. But this is actually pretty cool. I mean, it came with this in here too, which is like the cassette drive. You know, play video games like on cassette tapes. That's kind of weird. But then, yeah, other than that, it's got the keyboard in here and everything. And he's got the Commodore monitor actually that we found at the garage sale last year. So we're gonna try that out later. Hook up to his Commodore monitor. All right, let me set this over here. Now there was also some other cool stuff that came with that VIC-20. We got an extra paddle controller here in the box. Box is destroyed, but I mean they look just like Atari paddles. I think yeah, even the end is the same. They're probably backwards compatible actually. And got some of those cassette games I was talking about. These are just like introduction to like programming games, I think. But this one was pretty cool. Donkey Kong on the Commodore, and actually this one had the massive box with it. I mean, this is the game and this is the box, so unless there was supposed to be like a huge like book manual that didn't come in here, I don't know why the box had to be that big, but it's got Nintendo's name on it, and the box definitely looks pretty cool. And there were some other box games in here as well. I'll just go through them quick. We got Mission Impossible Adventure, Voodoo Castle, some other manuals for like the cassette. We got Raid on Fort Knox, Garden Wars, Cosmic Cruncher, The Sky is Falling. So just some obscure games. And then just a couple other manuals in here, like programming manuals and stuff. But I thought that was pretty cool. I know Ryan thought that was pretty cool as well. I hope that it works. I'm assuming it works since it has a box and everything with it. So we'll hook it up to his Commodore and try that one out. Now I did get some other games with the deal as well for the systems. Nothing, you know, too great, but definitely some decent titles. We got Mace: The Dark Age for the N64. I think that was probably the only like decent N64 game. These are all sports. Mike Piazza's Strike Zone, Quarterback Club, and All-Star Baseball 99. On to the Sega Genesis games, though. Again, nothing too great in here. Bunch of sports games. NHL 95, Arnold Palmer's Tournament Golf, James Buster Douglas Knockout Boxing, a really destroyed copy of Joe Montana Football, but Maybe I can like salvage the manual and the cartridge. Lakers versus Celtics in the NBA playoffs. Jurassic Park here, which I actually think I needed the manual for, which is in there, so that's kind of cool. And then a couple loose cards here. Actually, another game we picked up in our last video, Sylvester and Tweety, and I mean, I can't even read the rest of the game, that's just completely destroyed, but we got that from the Goodwill in our last video as well. And then, of course, you gotta have Eternal Champions, right? I think everyone with the Genesis has this game. There was one PS2 game in here, which I didn't get a PS2, so I don't know what happened to that, but it's Hitman 2 Greatest Hits, no manual, but I believe this was from our local Play and Trade, back when they were in business anyway. Got some pretty cool Dreamcast games anyway. We got Hydro Thunder. Now, I already have this game, but my disc is completely destroyed. I don't even know if it'll play. I never actually tried it out, but this one's in much better shape, so I'll hang on to this one. NFL 2K, we got Sega Bass Fishing. Here's another one I think I needed, Arrow Wings, complete. NFL Blitz 2000, I think this one will be going to Ryan. Air Force Delta, WWF Attitude, missing a manual on that one. Hardcore Revolution, what was that, ECW. 102 Dalmatians, Puppies to the Rescue, kind of the Outcast game there. And then in a like PAL PlayStation case, I believe, is like 2 disc only sports Dreamcast games. World Series Baseball and NFL 2K1. And then got a few GameCube games here. Simpsons Hit and Run, which I believe I already have complete, but that's a cool one to get. Disc only of The Incredibles in a destroyed GameStop case. This one was kind of cool though too. Monsters Inc. complete. I believe I needed that one for my collection. And a Super Mario Sunshine. Player's choice on this one, no manual. But the disc is in decent shape, so I should be able to do something with this once I replace the case anyway. And then also in there was the DVD of Airplane. So pretty funny movie. If anyone's, if any of you have not seen this, definitely check it out. I don't know if this disc will even play. It's pretty beat up, but that was cool to see in there anyway. And then finally, just a couple other things. I got this was just randomly in there, a Disney High School Musical 3 dance pad. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But we also got this V3 racing wheel here, which says it's supposed to be used for the N64. So, you know, us being Mario Kart fans had to try that out. So we hooked up the steering wheel and attempted to play Mario Kart 64 with it, and it was not easy. Obviously, the steering wheel wasn't made for Mario Kart, so it didn't work that well. But it was way oversensitive. Like you couldn't even go straight. Like you'd turn one way and you'd shoot left. You turn the other way, you shoot right into the wall. It was pretty funny though. And anyway, though, I think that's all I had to show for this video. Like I said, we are going to be hitting up some garage sales tomorrow morning, so wish us luck with that, and ideally you'll be seeing what we picked up in our next video. So, thanks for watching, guys, and take care.